In this video, I'm gonna show you guys the blueprint to a 21K a month clothing brand and exactly how you can do it. This is the same stuff that scaled my student Isaiah, who runs Motional Apparel, to 35K a month. This is also the same stuff that scaled my brand. I can refresh for you. It's over $100,000 in 1 month. I'm gonna break down the blueprint from start to finish. And no, I'm not gonna sell you any type of course inside of this video. I do have a one-on-one mentorship. So if you wanna learn and get mentored by me one-on-one, you can apply for that mentorship down below in the description. But in this video, we're gonna cover everything: how to design a winning product, how to validate that product, how to do your marketing, and basically the blueprint to scale to 20K a month, the same thing that helps my students scale to 20, 30, 40, 50K months. And we're on a one-on-one call with my guy, DeAndre, right here. So in case you do want to apply for the mentorship, you can kind of see a sneak peek of kind of what it'll look like. DeAndre, how you doing, my guy?
Doing good, brother. How you doing?
Doing great. So let's roll and rip right into this. So first and foremost, the biggest thing is just product validation. When you're product validating, and I'll go a little bit into what these metrics mean, we're looking for a 4% CTR and also a few sales to kind of get some validation on our product. The reason why we validate a product is so we're not spending a ton of money on bulk and spending, a lot of money on ads for a product that ultimately is not going to sell. I don't want you to have, $5,000, $6,000 in bulk of unsold inventory and you spent, hundreds and hundreds on ad spend and you just can't figure out how to scale it. So when we go through the product validation method, it allows you to figure out how much bulk you should buy, if your product's even going to sell or not, and kind of give you a lot more insight on how your marketing should and help you scale. So how do we get into this product validation method? How do you even design the product in the first place? Let's start there. First and foremost, like if you're starting from absolute scraps, you don't have any winning designs, you don't have a product that's, selling at least 10, 20, 30K a month, you should start right here. Even if you already have a couple of designs, I still think this is a very amazing thing to do because it helps you figure out and dial down to a really, really good winning product. So how I like to do it is start off with 7 to 10 mockups. Now these mockups, dude, are completely free. Okay, I don't need you going out and going on Fiverr or hiring a graphic designer to make, all these mockups. Is going to cost you a few $100s. I don't like to do things like that. What I mean by a mockup is you go out, you find, competition, you go ahead and do research, look at things that are already previously working or take things out of your, creativity box, and you just put pen to paper. Get a pencil, get a piece of paper and start drawing. Or you can use a site called Kittl.com and kind of make graphic designs yourself for completely free, or you can even use Photoshop. Many options out there, but the ultimate goal is to design 7 to 10 things for absolutely free, and you're going to realize why we do it for free, right? So let me go into like what kind of designs you should be doing. So first and foremost, look at the market, see what's working well, find a couple of competitor brands that you aspire to be like that are also selling very well. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. By the way, I want to let you know, dude, like simple designs don't really work as well as you would think. So a lot of people that I know, like clients will come in and they'll put like a logo on a t-shirt, or they'll just make a super simple design and think that's going to be the shirt that kind of blows up. You have to understand that. And it's the hard truth. No one really knows the brand, right? If you're not making, 50, 100K months, no one really knows the brand. You don't have a reoccurring audience. So not only do they not know your logo, they don't resonate with it, which means they don't want to. Ultimately not, they're just going to skip right over it. It's going to be another piece of clothing, right? So that's why I like to say simple designs don't work well. They're just slapping a logo on something. This is one of Motional Apparel's first kind of clothes that he dropped. You can see it was just a quote, nothing too fancy. And obviously he upgraded and kept making his clothes and went up and up and up. And he kind of landed on one of these products right here. This is the product that's going to scale him to 100K a month. If I were to break down, you can kind of see there's like certain aspects inside of this clothing that just raise the perceived value of the clothing. So look at the distressed embroideries. He has the rhinestones. He has a custom zipper on here. The hood can be silk or whatever. Just certain small little things that make it like it's impossible to see in the store, and it improves that high perceived value. And we'll break it down here. These are the 3 things that I'm looking for when I decide to ultimately we have 7 to 10 mockups at this point. I'm going to have you break those 7 to 10 mockups down to just 3 samples. So I don't want you buying 7 to 10 samples because again, it's going to be super expensive. A sample can be $100 all the way to $200. I mean, that'd be like $2,000 right there if you did that. So what we want to do is knock it down in half, almost 60%. And how you're going to do that is based on these 3 things right here. First and foremost, make sure the designs aren't simple, but you want to go for the designs that you made out of those 7 to 10 that have the highest perceived value. Does that kind of make sense? So think about it this way. Like if you have just a regular t-shirt, has an amazing design. I mean, the t-shirt can be worth $40, but you take that same t-shirt and the incredible design and maybe you add some embroidered parts inside of the design, instantly the value goes up. Let's say you take that same t-shirt, you change the material to a higher GSM, it's more heavyweight now, instantly the value goes up. Let's say you take that same t-shirt, you add like rhinestones on it, value goes up. Let's say you have a hoodie, you add a silk hood and silk pockets. It's not something that the customer can necessarily see, but the value of the hoodie goes up. And you want to just increase the perceived value because it's ultimately really, really cheap to do so. Like adding rhinestones or adding all these things may cost you a couple bucks in production, right? It's going to basically make the shirt go up by like 20, 30, 40, $50, which just means more profit for you at the end of the day. And then the second thing I like to cover, and this is probably the worst way to explain it, but the most rare. And let me explain what I mean by that. Like out of the 7 to 10 designs that you have, it should be rare. And what I mean is like you shouldn't be able to find it in stores anywhere. That's the goal. You should be like, okay, like if I had my design and I put it in Marshalls, would someone immediately be like, what is this shirt doing in Marshalls? Like it looks nothing like any of the clothes in Marshalls, right? You shouldn't be able to find any of the designs that you make anywhere in a retail store, anywhere online. It should just look completely rare because you have to understand who's your biggest competitor as a clothing brand. Traditional retail stores. So you want to stray away from them as much as possible. People are going online to shop from you because they have to think they can't get it anywhere else, which increases the urgency of them buying it because they're like, oh, this is the first time I've ever seen this. If I swipe away, I'll never see it again. So I have to buy it now. But if it's just like every other clothes on the market, they're like, I'll swipe, I'll find something else, or I like this style, I'll go shopping tomorrow. This reminds me of that clothes I saw in Marshalls or in TJ Maxx or etc. Just like never seen before, completely unique. And then the third one that I love to do is just go in, because obviously some of these things you want to get some opinions from other people. So you want to go out as friends, as family. The biggest thing with this one is just, I don't want you going to your girlfriend or, you know, your partner or whatever and be like, hey, what do you think of the clothes? They're going to support you in anything you do, you know? Like they're not going to give you an honest opinion. They're just happy you're making stuff. They're just happy you're going down the path that you want, right? You want to go to someone whose style that you trust. Like if you're a streetwear brand, or if you're a fitness brand, or if you're a golf brand, you want to go to someone who would buy your clothing. Like you should be the type of person that would actually buy your clothes, and you should trust their style. That's what I mean by like friends with style. You should trust it and then ask for their opinion on it. You know, ask a couple of these people and figure out which ones they like. Maybe you get stuck on 4 or 5 of them, right? And maybe you need to knock down 2 more, and that will ultimately be able to help you. Does that kind of help make sense?
Yeah.
And then I just gave 3 cool examples right here. As you can see, in my opinion, these 3 examples definitely have these 2 right here. You can see this is just like a regular cardigan, but you can see like the material. You're not able to tell, but I know because the clothes is designed by one of my students. The material is like this like fleecy material, and it's like fuzzy and stuff. And then this is embroidered patches. So it just looks like ultimately I'll never see this in the store ever. Like this is the first time I've ever seen anything like it. Similar to this design, I'd never see anything like this in the store. It looks very, very high quality. And then going back over to this one, has that high perceived value with like the rhinestones, etc., distress. And then, I mean, you would just never see anything like that in the store. And I want to just iterate, like you are a clothing brand, so you got to spend the most time here. Like designing the products is going to be the most difficult part of the entire journey. If you don't have a great product, your marketing is going to suffer, your conversion rate is going to suffer, you're going to lose money, and you're going to have to go back to the drawing board at some point. So if you don't feel like you did this part right, I mean, it's always better to like notice you're going down the wrong path and then turn around rather than keep walking down and then have to turn around later. I'm not saying that you didn't do it correctly. I'm just saying like this part right here is definitely not to be skipped. For everyone else at home, spend the absolute most time at this step right here, designing the clothes and making sure that it's high perceived value, very rare, and very supported by the people that you trust. And this is a quick little plug. Again, I do have one-on-one mentorship. So if you need help, you know, designing your products, running your marketing, or, you know, building your website, etc., we do have a one-on-one mentorship. You can sign and apply for that, link in the description. Okay, now let's quickly roll into pictures and creatives on this. So there's 3 things that I would say you need. That's flats, regular model photos, you can call those on-body photos, and then just making consistent reels, follow trends, do different reels of like different flats, do different reels of different on-bodies, but just basically put the product in video form. Both of these ads run very well. Reels work very well, flats run very well, picture ads are like, it depends, it's make or break on your business, but you definitely don't want to only run picture ads and not run video. You don't only want to run video and not run picture. You need both. Now these 3 things you'll notice are completely free. Don't have to spend money on this. Use an iPhone. You don't need a photo shoot. The reason why I put an X on this one is because if you're not at 10K, 20K, 30K, you shouldn't be investing more than you have to into the brand. Influencer ads aren't going to help you at this stage. This alone can take you up to like 50. I mean, I have people who are just doing this. They're at 50K a month, right? You don't need professional model photos. A lot of people get this idea that they really need to go all out. Again, let's validate. Just get the regular photos that you need, the cheap stuff. Big thing to touch on this is just picture quality. When you're taking your pictures, just make sure you show the clothes very clearly. You don't have any like side angles where they can't really tell part of the design. It shouldn't look homemade. It shouldn't look like you took it at home. Like literally don't take it in front of your home. Like go somewhere where it looks kind of professional. Don't take it on the floor of your house. Just, you know, so it looks kind of professional. It's a business. And then the lighting should just be really, really good. So here's two examples. This is what you shouldn't do. You can see the clothes like kind of balled up. It's not fully flat and like, imagine you're ironing your clothes. That's what it should look like. And then you can see some shadows on that. It doesn't look good. This one right here, the clothes are very clear. It looks ironed. That's the best way I can put it. Like there's no creases in it. It's just flat laid out. You can see every part of every design and the lighting just looks very, very good. We'll quickly roll into marketing here. If the steps done above are done correctly, this step will be simple. You can breeze through because paid ads are the most consistent and like high leverage thing you can do. Organic's amazing. Paid ads, it's very consistent and high leverage. So I'm going to focus on paid ads on this video. You want to focus on one marketing channel. Don't try to run paid ads on TikTok, Facebook, Pinterest. Focus on one because you're not going to be good at any of them if you try to do all of them. Focus on one thing, master one, right? So let's quickly break down what running paid ads look like. Again, I like to break it down into just three things. It's the top, middle, and then bottom of the funnel. Now keep in mind, I'm doing all three of these things 24/7. Whether I'm at 10K, 100K, like you need these three things in there. And I'll break down what they look like. First things first, you're going to start off with this regular top of funnel traffic ads. So traffic ads, you're not really optimizing for conversion. Traffic ads, the best way that I can explain it is Facebook's option to allow you to get a bunch of traffic and just people to look at your website and look at your products without necessarily paying a lot of money. So if I give you an example, conversion ads are super, super high intent people who want to buy, which is why they're called, you know, conversion or sales ads, whatever, you know. Traffic ads are just people who like just want to look, right? They just want to see, they just want to look. That's the audience. So you can spend $100 and get, you know, maybe 200 people on your site from conversion ads. You can spend the same $200 and get like 10,000 people on your site from traffic ads. The only difference is the people on your site on the conversion ads actually want to buy stuff, which means they'll most likely buy stuff. The people from traffic ads, they're just looking. They're not necessarily going to buy. They're not high intent. The reason why we run traffic ads and we're trying to make sales is because getting that many people on your website allows you to understand the simple purchase intent. You get 10,000 people on your website. Some of them are going to, you know, add to cart, then go to checkout, like, comment, etc., which is going to let you know which product is getting the most, what I like to call purchase intent, you know, all those three things right there. So then you can optimize for that. Like if you run traffic ads on all three of your samples, one gets more engagement than the others. You know, when you're running the traffic ads, you know, when you run sales ads, it's also most likely going to perform a lot better because everyone's liking, commenting, adding this one to cart. Maybe they're not buying on traffic ads, but when you switch it over to conversion ads, it's probably going to keep the same thing. So that's the traffic ads. And now the setup on that is super simple. It's just running it to traffic ads. And I do have a full video breaking that down on the YouTube. And I'll show you, DeAndre, we're actually launching your ads personally. This is the first step we go when I actually go in and launch your ads personally. After we kind of pass that step, we figure out, okay, out of these three, these creatives are working very well. This product's working very well. We can move on to then the middle of the funnel, which is just basically retargeting the people that are about to buy. This looks like everyone, again, remember the big people when we ran traffic ads, how we had like 10,000 people on your website? Maybe a small percentage of those 10,000 people actually went in, they added it to the cart, you know, they went to checkout. Maybe they didn't buy, but they had purchase intent. What we're going to tell Facebook is we're going to run what I like to call lookalike audiences to those people that are most likely to add to cart and buy based on our big, you know, traffic ads test. Does that kind of make sense? Yeah. And I'll break it down just for the people at home because I feel like that's super confusing. If on traffic ads, if someone added to cart and they're from California and, you know, they're in school, they're a high schooler and they love basketball. Let's say 10 people that clicked on your traffic ads look like that. When we run retargeting ads, we're just going to tell Facebook, hey, everyone that clicked on it, make an avatar or like run it to more people who actually clicked on it. So it's going to run it to more of those high school kids who like basketball. And it's going to like, instead of trying to find, you know, maybe a woman or someone who likes football, it already knows, already in this direction, so we just lead it like, hey, go this way. And that's kind of the best way to explain it. Retargeting ads obviously is focused on conversion. This is where a lot of the sales will come from, but a lot of the sales also, probably around 40% of your business, will be attributed to just the bottom of the funnel. This one right here is email, SMS, certain automations. All the people who added to cart and didn't actually buy from traffic ads and retargeting. We run abandoned checkout flows. People who already bought, we run upsells and cross sells and down sells to them. Again, a lot of people do not do this correctly, if at all. Okay, they just run like, you know, they just collect the emails, or maybe they don't even collect the emails and numbers. But this one right here should be 40% of your revenue. revenue. The business that I'm running right now, we did 100K that month. Like 30%, which is over $30,000, was just attributed to this one right here. Just email SMS. It's completely free, or it's super, super cheap because you just gotta pay the cost of sending one email, which is a fraction of a cent. And we'll set all this stuff up together. Again, working one-on-one, so we'll set all this stuff up together. But the people at home, if you want to apply and work with me one-on-one and set this stuff up together, you can go ahead and apply for that mentorship, link down in the description. That's the full breakdown of how you go from not having a clothing brand to scaling up to 20K a month. We do this stuff all day, every day. This is the full blueprint. So go ahead and check out that description if you want to apply. Again, thank you for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.